Hello, travelers. Nothing too crazy or exciting, just another unboxing video because content for the channel besides video games is very much always needed. So we have a special little, it was delayed a little bit, but production oversights, what are you going to do? It's not the Skybound Saga for sure, but I have the DeadMeat edition of the In Search of Darkness documentary, DeadMeat edition, yeah. This was available for pre-order in October of last year in honor of horror, which is why I have my my Killer Queen shirt on right here. It's Alien, one of the horror franchises, in case you didn't know. That's all there is to it. Basically, it's this really awesome documentary that was put together to basically look into the evolution of horror and what it used to be. I'm a huge fan of horror. I love it. It's one of my favorite. I don't know if it's my favorite genre, but it's definitely one of my favorite genres of film out there. So, of course, a big old documentary, Blu-ray, to boot of it. I was like, yeah, I'm all game. Make matters even better. DeadMeat, this channel that I like watching a lot. If you don't know it, links in the description. He's exploded hugely over the last few years. Great channel, the best channel. But it's just basically a channel dedicated to horror movies. He does kill counts of some of our favorite ones, where he just kind of does a plot summary of the film and shows all the different gruesome or stupid deaths. And then he also has a podcast he does with now who's about to be his wife, so it's adorable. And they do a podcast where they talk about either new films that come out or old horror, or just interviews with persons of interest. So, without further ado, it's the DeadMeat edition that I pre-ordered of the documentary and everything. So I figured, why not open it up and talk about it? And I don't know if it's still available to purchase. If you can, I'll put a link in the description so you can buy the documentary yourself. I'm pretty sure you can get it digitally, so if those of you who want to don't care about having a physical copy, by all means, you're in luck. But yeah, here we go. Excited about this. So it's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. It's just all boxed up in there. So the main attraction here, I'll start with the card right here. Just simple enough. In Search of Darkness, some huge icons from Killer Clowns in Outer Space to Hellraiser to Obsidian Evil Dead, Pet Cemetery. The list goes on. It's just a little card here. And then we have the movie itself, which is the documentary. And this one is DeadMeat Presents In Search of Darkness, a journey into iconic 80s horror collector's edition. So I have that right here. Now, I don't know if different YouTubers or personalities or anything like that, because there were different editions they were talking about. I don't know if they all have their own, but that's really cool. The summary basically is we're journey through the greatest decade of horror with James A. Janice and Chelsea Rebecca as your personal guide. So yeah, they're stream like this is their edition. I don't know if the other editions are led by other personalities, but I feel like DeadMeat would be the perfect people to spearhead this. In this limited run collector's edition of In Search of Darkness, featuring more than 20 minutes of exclusive bonus footage, the DeadMeat personalities are joined by 80s icons, modern horror greats, and popular horror influencers in an exploration of one of the most fun and fascinating time periods of genre film history, which I agree, 80s horror is some wacky, crazy stuff. Tracking major theatrical releases, obscure titles, and straight-to-video gems, In Search of Darkness explores a multitude of 80s horror films in a year-by-year timeline, alongside topics including groundbreaking practical effects, the home video revolution, poster art and project marketing, creative and budgetary challenges, sound design and musical scores, the 3D resurgence, heroes and villains, sex, nudity, and the final girl controversy, and the pop culture context of what fueled the genre and the way it responded to the times. Filled with countless clips and entertaining moments, In Search of Darkness is a nostalgic trip through a game-changing decade that made a generation of horror fans believe in the impossible. So, that's going to be a fun documentary to watch. It's a long one at 280 minutes. That's awesome. That's a long documentary. I'm down for that. So cool. I have an awesome, unique addition to my already expansive film collection. Now, you might ask yourself, well, is that all? What by chance comes with this DeadMeat collector's edition of In Search of Darkness? Well, we have firstly a little adorable DeadMeat pin. Because you can never have too many enameled pins, can you? So we have that little fella right there. So that's already pretty cool. You see it? I don't know if it's focusing on it or not, but yeah, cool pin. And this will be cool to frame, I think. A poster, because you can never have too many posters. Even though if you look around my house, you'd beg to differ. So it's basically just a version of what's on that disc right there, but a DeadMeat Presents In Search of Darkness, and a really snazzy poster that I'm probably going to honestly frame, because it's like so unique and different. But I'm so proud of this guy, James A. Janice. Like, if I just do a quick 1 minute aside, he's the perfect example of a guy who just started off on YouTube, found what he wanted to do, kept on doing it, and he stuck with it, made content that he loved for others that ended up loving it. And then he got to a point where I remember when he made the announcement video where he said, like, I can quit my day job and I can do this full time. And people have the American dream. That's the YouTube dream. If I could be in entertainment or doing this, making videos and content, and just do awesome exclusives like this, or either interviews, or make just really engaging stuff, or, you know, the list goes on. If I could do that and quit my day job, I probably would. Because that's like the dream for me, as someone who's like a geek, a nerd, who loves all of this and pop culture and the story and narrative and the blah 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 blah. Like, I'm just repeating myself at this point. But I digress. That was the super exciting unboxing video for DeadMeat Presents In Search of Darkness. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next unboxing video, because YouTube doesn't have enough of those, or whatever else I end up doing, frankly. So thanks for tuning in, and goodbye, travelers.